Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai Savidhan, Jai Bharat. Today is Sunday and welcome to another exciting and interesting topic. And today's topic is importance of schools and state constitutional responsibility towards its implementation. And today's our guest is Mr. Pankaj Khobragade. Mr. Pankaj Khobragade is by profession is an engineer. He's working in Qatar, Middle East, and he is also a social thinker and also active in Ambedkarite and social organization. So please welcome to Mr. Pankaj Khobragade, our guest. Sir, Jai Bhim, Jai Mulyavasi, Jai
Jai
Sardar, Jai
Bhim,
Bharat.
Jai Bhim to all, Jai Bhim all, and Jai Mulnevasi, Jai Savitan, Jai Bharat.
Welcome to MNT News Network from our viewer side. And
Thank you for having me.
yeah. Pankaj, today this is a very interesting topic. It's related to the schools, education, the importance of schools. As you see, that the India is the second largest educational system in the world after China.
Yeah.
The progress of any country, all aspect is depends directly linked to the education.
Yes.
Uh, but education is not just limited to the only creating a progress country, but it
Hmm.
also has a fundamental rights to every citizen in India.
Yeah.
So, uh, related to this question, what do you think? To begin, uh, could you please explain why schools are so crucial for people in India? First thing, the basic questions I want to ask you. Could you please
Yeah,
put
Prashant.
some
Yeah.
minutes? Yeah.
Yeah. This is an very important topic that we have taken today. The schools, absolutely, absolutely plays a very vital role because this serves not only an education or imparting a knowledge institutions, but they are the foundation of equality. Okay.
Yes.
They do more than just imparting the education. They install the constitutional values of quality, equality, social justice, and fraternity if done right. Okay.
Yeah.
And they are done it very young age. So if the student coming out from that particular school is already a good citizen of India, you understand the point. So in
Exactly.
this way the schools become a keystone for a strong unified democracy. Yeah.
Correct.
So
Yeah.
this gives our children a tool, a tool to break the cycle of the poverty and oppression. If you consider an example of ourselves, so we came from a very poor background and then oppressed class. So if we didn't get well educated by ourselves, we could not have broke that channels, broke that ring of poverty and the oppression. So this is a very important tool, and the schools are the very important in the society today.
Yeah, yes, definitely, Pankaj, because as you know that today we are here, we are in a very great, good position because of the education, what the rights we have given by our forefathers.
Absolutely.
Connecting to this question, as India has RTA Article 21, right to education, and it's the for connecting this question what I'm trying to say that there are directive principles of state policy also,
Yeah.
but have you means what is your thought that is the state and the government or the state or the central have implement positive affirmative actions regarding the our education system to the marginalized or to the say the Mulnivasi people, which are the largest in the population. What
Yeah.
you are thinking about it? Could you please
Yeah.
elaborate?
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Yes. See, the role of the constitution, it's very clear. So in the Constitution Assembly, it was very clear that the Constitution makes it definite that state, whether it's a state government or the union, the state has the constitutional responsibility to implement the education as a right. Article 21A guarantees free and compulsory education to all the
Exactly.
children between 6 to 14.
14
All the
years.
children's, it guarantees the compulsory education. Okay, it's not an option, it's the duty of the state government, okay, and
Exactly.
the union. So they have to ensure that every children in the country gets this education free and fair. That's the core of the constitution. Okay, so there is no second thought about it. The
Okay.
directive principle of the state policy also guides states. Okay, in the article 41, direct the states to provide the right to education within its capacity. Okay, 45, the article 45 requires an early childhood care and education. So like an anganwadi education, that comes under article 45. So
Yeah.
article 46, it's also taken care of the promotion in education for scheduled caste and scheduled tribes, and the other backward weaker sections. So it's all Mulniwasis and Bahujan comes under this, governed by this particular article. So this is a directive principle. So it's not a binding on the government, but it gives a direction to them what they should do in case of education pertaining to this particular classes. Okay, apart from this, apart from the clauses given in the constitution, there are some Supreme Court judgments that defines very clearly. Okay, so there is one famous judgment about the Unni Krishnan. I think it's 1990 or 1993. It,
1993, I think. Yeah.
yeah, 1993. So what it says that the right to education is coming directly from the right to life. It's
Hmm.
fundamental right to life. So it's not an any other rights that the state governments or union can avoid to give, but it's directly coming from the right to life. So it's a very fundamental to the constitution and very fundamental to the union of the states and the states itself.
Yes.
So
Yeah.
not that they take it lightly, they have to take it very seriously. This is a very important and very fundamental rights. Okay, there is one more one other judgment regarding the Right to Education Act, where the Supreme Court has upheld that the 25% disadvantaged children shall be admitted to the private schools.
Hmm.
Yeah, so these are
Hmm.
like very important. So when we say the constitutional responsibility of the states and the union, it means that the states are duty bound, not just to open the schools. Okay, it's not like that they open the schools and then just run away from the responsibility. That's not the case. What the Supreme Court and the Constitution is saying, they have to provide the quality of education. They have to provide
Exactly.
the quality of teacher, proper
Hmm.
infrastructure, and equal access for all the groups, all Mulnivasi groups, all Bahujan groups, everybody. They should treat everybody equally. So if they
Exactly.
fail in this duty, they're failing the constitution.
Yeah, very right, Pankaj. It's very interesting thing. The right of education, not giving just mere give the education, but the quality. The quality is
Yes.
very important. What you emphasis. Connecting to this your answer. I just have one more question. That how do you see the constitutional responsibility of state toward its implementation? Because you see nowadays you see most of the private schools are there, and
Yeah.
those are means the marginalized people cannot afford those fees. So you can see compare their education and our people, the marginalized people educations, how the quality differs.
Yeah.
So what do you think about that? How we can implement to give the better quality of education to right to, and give the fundamental rights to every each and citizen, so no one could lift. What's your thought, Pankaj?
Absolutely. That's a very interesting point. See, there is an education system in India. We can say it's not very fair, in a sense that there are a lot of peoples, like marginalized people or the students. They are left behind. They don't get the proper education. They don't get the good schools. Okay, so if you go to the metro cities, they could earn very good education. So when it comes to the job market or the finding an opportunity, so the students who get the good schools, they get the more opportunities, and they get more success. So
Exactly.
there is a bit of an inequality there, but
Yes.
challenges are there.
Mhm.
Okay, the challenges are there. There is a challenges of like we have seen multiple videos in the social media that the people has to cross the river through the ropes because there is no bridge. They
Yeah.
have to walk a lot. They have to go on cycles and all that. So there are a lot of challenges. Okay, they have
Mhm.
to go through this unsafe journey to the schools. But sometimes we have to cross that bridge. Okay, this struggle
Mhm.
has to be there, and then once we clear this struggle, then only we know that what's the importance of the education also. It's good on the part of the students that they have to struggle and they have to educate themselves and learn themselves from the struggle they go through. But it's very crucial that the schools are also more than just a places of learning. They are the foundation for the child development. Okay,
Mhm.
so the states which has the responsibility, they also have to look into it. Okay, and they have to address these issues what they are facing, how it can be tackled and improved. Okay, so that only ensures the good fair education for the children.
Correct. Yeah, as you say that the states has the responsibility,
Yeah.
uh, but we often hear about the challenges in the education quality and how we can, and even though the states are not much taking it seriously, even though that's their duty, but often we see that they are neglecting their duties. So what is your thinking that how we can implement that, so that it should be a necessary that the state has to, what will be the, in short, what will be the affirmative actions to give the quality of education, and that state has to be more reinforce the in the power in the education system, how they can implement that one. Could you please,
Yeah.
Pankaj?
Yeah, first and foremost thing, the state must take full responsibility of ensuring the quality education. There is
Hmm.
no second thought about it. It's their
Hmm.
responsibility, it's their duty. They are duty bound by the constitution, so that they must take the full responsibility.
Hmm.
Especially when it comes to the Mulnivasi or Bahujan peoples, okay, minority communities.
Hmm.
At the same time, I think the parents and the broader community must also play an active role in advocating that their children's education means they have to take that the children education main issue into their hands. And as we move into this 21st century, you know that 21st century is very demanding. The education are evolving, okay, requiring more fundings, new skills, innovative programs. So the government should act as an enabler. Okay, they should act as an enabler, fostering the community involvement. They bring all the parents, the teachers, the educators. They bring everybody together, ensure that everyone plays their part, and we bring the meaningful change into the society. We are this togetherness with the government taking charge will solve the problem. I believe so.
Yeah, exactly. But connecting to this question,
Mhm.
Pankaj, what I feel that if the state, how can state make the school available and more affordable, so all it should be benefits to all the rooted or marginalized people, because as I stated earlier that the private, they are emphasizing more to private schools, where the schools are can't afford that one, the marginalized people cannot afford that one. What do you think about this?
Yes, absolutely. This is a big issue already going on. Okay, so if the private education is getting costlier and costlier, and the policymakers which are sitting in the house, and they make a law such that the private institution gets promoted and the government institution doesn't get promoted. So obviously, there will be the gap which is going to grow over the period of time. The marginalized people, the Mulnivasi people will get forced to go into this government school which are not good in quality, and then they will lag behind. So in this scenario, our Mulnivasi movements comes into the picture. Okay, so if we make that if we make that aura around us, that how the government should look into this matter, and we force the government to act on it, not just like making some slogans and all that, but in before the every election we should make this as a major issue, as in like education is a big issue, and then the political houses which they are fighting the elections, they will be bound to take the call on the education topic. So I think this will force them to act more precisely.
Yeah, correct. Exactly. Pankaj, my next question will be slightly really different to this topic, but it's
Mhm.
correlated this one. Because as
Yeah.
you see that there are a lot of challenges for the marginalized, the Mulnivasi Bahujan,
Mm.
for getting anything, in education, and how they means some of the families don't know what is how to approach this one. So
Yeah.
once the candidate or the that students once he go to the institution, he has to face a lot of challenges, a lot of
Yes.
hurdles, right?
Yes.
The first stigma is that the caste based caste where are you coming from, that
Yeah.
the ghetto you are coming from.
Mhm.
So there is a proto type is there, that X type of category, don't have the means the quality of even though if you take the education means
Mhm.
myself in my professional life I face this one, and maybe you also, but
Yes. Yes.
yeah, correct, that once that this is stigma is coming, that once you
Mm.
are come from the result category you don't have the quality of works, or you cannot give the quality of work. But
Yeah.
now we are out of India, means we are working uh, in other countries, but here your work has to be uh, evaluated from the other country side people, so we don't have faces of such kind of problems, but in
Yeah.
India
Yeah.
we have to face
Mhm.
like that one. So what do you think about this one, and what you advise
Yeah,
and
as you rightly said, Prashant, this is one very common issues that our people faces back in India. Okay, nowadays we have seen this kind of an issue with regards to the discrimination based on the caste. We have seen it from the USA as well. Okay, and the different part of the world as well. Okay, so it's a very critical issue that we need to tackle, and very sensitively. Okay,
I
because the
will, I will,
children.
I will interrupt you, because
Yeah.
why I asking this question? Because
Hmm.
you saw lot of our students that
Yes.
they gone into the suicidal. Maybe you heard a lot of I most of them are IITians, are very big institutions. So how
Mm-hmm.
means this kind of trauma means, as a student who is just coming, his dream to become a good to grow up to watch this one, but this caste the caste and it impact on his in mind, his physical, his mental health. So what do you think about this? I want to
Yes,
emphasize
yes,
on.
exactly. I was coming to that point.
Yeah,
Uh, See what happens. The young children, when they pass out from the schools and go to the college, they
mm,
normally face this kind of discrimination in the colleges, because the universities and the colleges are like epitome of this caste discrimination in the new society. Okay, so
exactly.
if you see the professors and the VCs, everybody seat there are all from the upper caste mainly. Okay,
Yeah,
very less people from our classes. So what I'm trying to say is, we should educate our young childrens that they are going to face this issue, and we have to train them. We have to
yeah,
give an kind of an a lecture, or maybe an technical class or something, that they in advance they are ready to face that challenge. Okay, we have to train
yes,
them. That's the
yeah,
only thing we can do at this point of time, because if they are new and they face suddenly, they don't know how to act, and they
exactly.
take in serious and different decisions. So we have to give them an prior, before they're going there in the institutions. We have to inform them and do this, but this can be done through our programs that we like through the TV programs or through the community programs that we have. So we can inculcate this kind of knowledge into them, so that they are ready for this kind of thing, and they will face it, and they will defeat them.
Correct. Exactly, Pankaj. Yes, you have emphasizing the very correct thing, because the way what we see now in the current scenario, that have our students who have to face go through a very traumatic and face a lot of discrimination. But
Yes,
as a parents, we have to train by ourselves to make them the mentally and emotionally support, and to give
exactly.
whatever the educations what for the betterment of their future.
100%.
And looking ahead, what steps do you think that government, states, and society should take education is fully realized?
Hmm. See, in my clear view, the education is the constitutional rights. So
Yes,
it's not like a favor they are doing. Okay, the state
correct,
must prioritize this as a fundamental rights and
exactly,
ensure the education is accessible, also inclusive, and with a high quality. This is
correct,
fundamental. Okay, this
mhm,
means that they have to invest in the infrastructure, improve the teachers and student ratio in the school, ensure the schools are well equipped with the equipments in the science lab, let's say computer lab or maybe library. At the same time, the parents and communities needs to hold this government accountable. Okay, they should advocate for the better education and keep the issue of the school and the education burning. Okay, it should never let it die, because the government will try to keep bringing new issue here and there, but it's a duty of the people, common people, to bring this issue again and again. Okay,
correct,
also, my message to the government will be, they have to increase the budget of the education. Okay, keep up
mhm,
with the global standards. Okay,
exactly.
take the need of 21st century into consideration. Okay, and bring that change with the people, so that our children will benefit in the next generation.
Exactly. Everyone is accountable for the betterment of their generation. Because if we are not asking the questions to the government, and merely we are just voting for the sake of our not personal right, then it will be go somewhere wrong. So we, as you say, correct, that we have to emphasize, we have to move, give the more pressure, we have to that we have to emphasize that the education is must. It's not they are giving anything. It's a prime duty of states and the central government. So
Right.
my finally, what message you would like to share with the policymakers to ensure that the right of the education is truly upheld for everyone, every marginalized, every downrooted to people of the people?
Yeah, as I said earlier, see, I consider this education as a prime duty of the government. Okay, they have
Mhm.
to prioritize it. They have to take it on
Mhm.
the first priority. Okay,
Mhm.
give full support to all the education institutions, even the government or the private. Give them a
Mhm.
full support. Okay, give them a
Mhm.
budgetary support, monetary support, or the technical support, or the foreign ads, or anything. Just give them. Okay, they
Mhm.
will do. They will do themselves. Okay, but the government has to be there. They have to lead them from the front. Okay, and bring that change together. They cannot
Mhm.
leave this topic or this matter to dealt with some other time. That's not, this is the first priority. It's, as we said, it's coming from the fundamental rights, from the right to live. So it's very important that government and the state should deal with it carefully, because our future is depend on this, and our children is going to be our future.
Correct. Exactly, Pankaj. As we, this just one last question, that
Yes.
do you see the current situation of the schools? What are the way forwards? Means to come out of the current situation.
Yeah, you see, the current situation, we see a lot of challenges are there. Okay,
Yeah.
there are, we have seen these days, there are some certain schools are getting closed because of the less students. The dropouts has been increasing in certain areas, not all areas, but certain areas. But this definitely can increase. This situation can definitely be improved. Okay, the intent should be there. The government intent should be there. They should be very what you say, we say in Marathi, like pramanik, right? They should be
Yeah,
truthful to the constitution
truthful.
and its value. So then this changes can be bring in the real sense, and it will like we will develop the education system of India, the schools of India, towards the vision that our forefather has seen.
Exactly. Exactly, Pankaj. Very true. And uh, that what the conclusion remarks I will put from this interview, that education is a way of transform India from developing to develop.
Yes.
Education should encompass to the overall development of each and every one child and society, whether it
Mhm.
will be a physical, emotional, and social, and the cognitive skills. So the child grow up autonomous. We
Yeah.
can nurture him better and make as a better human being for the society. And
Yes, in a sense, like we will make it 21st century ready.
exactly. Not only by saying or by writing down, but by implementing to the society for the betterment of the future, for the betterment of the India. Because education in India falls under only the concurrent list, which means the central and state government has to take the
Yes,
accountability, has to
yes,
res- has to take the accountability. They cannot escape from that for establishing the executing the proper education policy. That policy makers to be has to emphasis on the quality of education to each and every villages and to each and every part of India. No doubt RTE has active backbone for Indian education. The economic growth of any country is relies on the educational system. So thank you, Pankaj. Thanks for having us coming to MNT News
Thank you.
Network. And I have a wonderful discussion, Pankaj, and you give the a very important, strong message to our viewers that education is not only just a mere degree. That Malcolm say that education is not a piece of paper.
Yep.
It's a power to change the society, to change the thinking of the society. So
Yes, exactly. Yes.
exactly. Thank you, Pankaj. Thank you for
Thank
being
you,
here.
Prashant, for having me. And I would like to say last thing. So it's the education, about the education of the schools. It's not the gun that the fires.
Yeah.
It's actually the mind behind of the gun that the fires that brings the change. So it's
No,
very
very
important. Timely.
wonderful. Thank you, Pankaj.
Thank
Thank you so much.
Thank you. Jai Bhim, Jai Bharat.
Jai Hind, Jai Bharat.